Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more Surviving Mars Green Planet. So we're still doing fairly well as of this very moment. We're doing fairly well as far as all of our resources are concerned, although unfortunately things back on Earth are getting a little tense. Hostilities are rising, which is unfortunate, but there's not much we can do for now from where we are. So, given that that is the case, let's go ahead and tweak a few things. I see at the moment we've got a couple of homeless people. Both of them are scientists in our Emerald Dome. So let's go ahead and start putting some restrictions in place. So first of all, let's say that no seniors are allowed in here. That's going to free us up a fair bit of space. Yeah, looks like that'll kick out 12 people, and that should be good. So let's go ahead and apply that there. And then what we can also do is, I did notice between videos, if we go over towards our electronics factory, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scientists who are not doing science. So given the fact that we have some things available, let's go ahead and employ them. Now we could go ahead and use this Hawking Institute, but I don't think that that's necessarily the best return on investment. I think we're going to go ahead and turn on the research lab. Yeah. I would like to build up another Hawking Institute and separate people out, because I believe the more people you have, the less productivity in return you get. So a second building would be better, but right now we are a little bit short on concrete, so we're not going to force things there. But we will go ahead and open that back up again. That'll be fine. And yeah, after a little bit of maintenance, they should be happy enough to work their way over there. We also have the network node that is helping out with our science generation, which is very good. That is filled. And yeah, I think that's going to be fairly good for us for the moment. So we did also, let's see, yeah, we've kicked over a couple of seniors into this new dome of ours, which is very nice. Oh, in fact, I think I forgot to give this dome a name. Yes, I did. Okay, so let's go ahead and rename it. So let's see, what is on my list? Actually, before we do that, let's just double check. We have a ruby, jasper, jade, emerald. Okay, so let's go through the red list. I have... You know what? Let's go with a diamond. There are red diamonds. They're rather expensive, so... Diamond. Yep, that seems good to me. Alright. Is that spelled right? I think it's spelled right. Alright. Alright, we're just going to leave that be. I'll double check later. Whenever, yeah, it's always weird when you write a word and you're not sure if it actually looks like the word that you know it should be. Either way, we can ignore that for now. Alright, but either way, we have concrete. We're building up a little bit of a supply. It's going to be 23 per day, so it's not going to be too crucial. We're not using much in the way of maintenance, so that's not going to hurt us. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take us to get things built. So let's see. Oh, that's fine. It looks like a dust storm is or a dust devil is causing us a little bit of an issue there with our power generation, which is fine. We have batteries, so it's not the end of the world. It's just more annoying. But we can go ahead and yeah, seal off that leak as well. And what we'll do is let's go ahead and make these low priority things right now. Yes, it's a new dome, and yes, it does need to get sorted, but for now they still have access to amenities in the main dome, so we'll leave that be. Alright, university wise, we are training up tons of people. That is excellent. That'll give us a whole stack of engineers, geologists, no geologists, medics, scientists and officers. That will be very good. Make sure that everyone is happy. And it looks like the Caravel is getting ready for its next satellite to put into orbit. Alright, so let's kick that up a notch. And I think that should be fairly good. Yeah. Alright, so once we go ahead and finish building out a few of these things, we do need to add in some extra life support for this dome. I do like having some basic things nearby, like a little bit of a moisture evaporator or a moxie, and some tanks nearby so we can isolate them from the network if necessary. Now, I do know that the passageways do convey things from one side to another, but you know, you can never be 100% sure that nothing horrific is going to happen, and I would rather have a little bit of leeway. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see. Our science is plummeted. Why is this? Apparently, we need electronics. Huh. Alright, you know what? This universal depot. Let's go ahead and chuck in a couple of basics. We don't need the rare metals, but we could go with some electronics. And you know what, some polymers probably not a bad idea, and we'll set this for, let's go with 15. We can take more, but I think that's not a bad number to have, just so we can supply everything that we need, make our maintenance a little bit more efficient. And speaking of making our maintenance efficient, what we should be doing is expanding that triple electric scrubber to cover the grand old Omega telescope, but also looking at our drone hub overlap. So right now we have a decent, well, we have a very crazy Venn diagram. That's what we have. So what we need to do is go ahead and figure out some of our resources. I think the best spot for us to build would probably be in this little triangle here. I think that has the most overlap for as many drone hubs as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and build a couple of depots here, just for a better ease of access for our tiny little drones. So we already have a metals depot, so let's go ahead and we'll put in a concrete. We need to have at least a single food depot. We should also probably have some rare metals. And what else? Polymers. And yeah, some electronics. Let's just see, double check. Yeah, we're in the right spot still. Let's go from polymers. Electronics, that should go in here, as well as some maybe we go with seeds. We don't really need fuel in this sector at any point. It's only really needed over in this little spot, so we're going to leave that out of the mix for now. But we will go ahead and, you know what, we'll let the drones take out that little metals, the metal one there, and we'll replace it with the seeds. Okay, so that should be good. That way we have decent access to everything. We'll make sure that it has a desired amount of... Let's make it 30 for all of these across the board. Actually, you know what? No, we should probably make it higher. Let's make it something like 75. There we go. That way we'll have a very solid amount accessible to as many drones as possible. Seeds, honestly, like, doesn't matter about that. We don't have any other storage, so we'll just max that out. And I think that should be good enough.
Research complete.
Alright, so let's see. We did have an anomaly. I think that's our little RC rover is going to explorer should be going to investigate, and it is, yep, looking after that, so that should be nice. Let's go ahead and check in on our science. That was our hypersensitive photovoltaics, so that gives us twice the output of the solar panels, which is quite nice. So let's see, we're now working on resilient architecture, drone printing, working on the lake crafting, and then machine parts factory. So here comes the question, do we want to go for something like the lake vaporators? Yeah, the lake pumps are self-sufficient and no longer need to be supplied with water. I think that's not a bad thing to do if we're going for the lake crafting. Either that or we go for... what could we go for? You know what? Building construction costs in metal and concrete reduced by 20%. I think that could save us a fair bit in the long run as well. And it is only 10,000 science, so I think... yeah, that's probably not a bad thing for us. We could... yeah, we could work on a few other things, but I think that this is going to give us the best return on investment for now. So let's go ahead and get that done. And then I think we'll go for the lake vaporators, or maybe even some Martian-born strength. I think they could be some very good alternatives. But either way, we will get to those when we get to them. Alright, so let's see. What are we waiting on? Still waiting on more metals. Okay. But I think we're doing okay. Yeah, let's just check in. We have 12 drones over here. They're doing a pretty good job of sorting out all of this. We have... actually, you know what? This concrete is going to be sent over to... Metals depot... yeah, I think we should probably go ahead and build a concrete depot. Yeah, let's go ahead and chuck that over here. That's a pretty good spot for overlap. So hopefully, yeah, that should be covered by most. Yep, okay. So hopefully once all of the concrete gets delivered over here, that'll then get redistributed to the rest of the network. That seems good logistically. Alright, there goes our shuttle, so it's now going to be taking 4 sols and 3 hours for us to get that high-speed comm satellite up. That'll give us an extra 300 sponsor science per day, which is nice. So that's good to see. Let's see, what else is there to do? Oh yes, I also heard of a nice idea to put in a large lake up in this corner, and I think that's actually going to be a really good idea. We're going to run with that. We're going to inspire our scientists. We'll put the first lake in. We'll put the first lake in eyeshot, and yeah, let them see our wonders, what they produce, and you know, inspire them to greater heights. But either way, we have an anomaly that has been analyzed, and we need to pay attention.
A magnificent vista at the site of the anomaly.
Alright, so even after watching the cold splendor of the red planet for so long, Mission Control was awestruck by the beautiful footage provided by our intrepid reconnaissance vehicle. 50 new applicants available on Earth. Well, that's nice. I'll happily take that. Yeah, although whenever I see something like that with the, what is this? The... wait, what was written? A magnificent vista at the side of the anomaly makes the awestruck. There it is. Always makes me think of George of the Jungle, where they responded in awe, and they all go, "Aw." No, as in awe. A-W-E. Ooh, that's better. Yeah, always gets me. It's yeah. Long story short, I think I watched that movie a few too many times as a child, but I still love it. So hey. Not too bad. Either way, moving on. Whereabouts are we going? We're working on resilient architecture. Okay, that'll be done in a couple of hours. Our concrete seems to have been distributed, so it looks like we've got all of these buildings up and running. That's good to see. Let's go ahead and... what do we want to do? Let's just check in on things. We've still got a little bit of space here, which is nice. Yeah, we can open up that research lab. We'll leave the concrete to build for a second. I think what we will do though is we need some basic services over here. Let's go for the diner. Let's upgrade some robots. That'll be fine. And then... do we go for the grocer as well? Food and shopping... food, social, relaxation, drinking, and social. You know what? Let's go ahead and get the grocer up and running with those service bots. Yeah, I think that will be good. Alright, and... let's see. So we have a little food depot over here.
Sector scanned.
We have a little food depot over there. We have one by this dome, I'm fairly sure. Or at least we typically do. Not much. Okay, we need to build up another depot over here as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and chuck in a food depot. We'll place that there, and then these guys have that one, and then we should be building one more over here just to be certain. Let's put this right about there. Okay, so this way, got to make sure that all of our people have access to food in the worst case around. Yeah, okay, so we can redistribute as necessary. Let's go ahead and kick this back down to 85. I think that should be fine. And we'll make sure that we redistribute some of our stuff around. I think that's going to be good for us. Let's see. Yeah, they should have access to those amenities fairly quickly. This is a majority senior dome, it seems. We do have a few workers, though, non-specialized and elsewise. But we're not having any issues with unemployment, or at least nothing in particular, so I think we're fine in that regard. It does say our resources are low, but I know that that's a lie. We are clearly outproducing what we need, so that's a non-issue. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. Yeah. I think after another day or so, and we build up a little bit more of our production, we'll go ahead and... you know what? Let's just go ahead and plan out our second Hawking Institute. That'll cost us 30 concrete, 10 polymers, and 15 electronics, but this will vastly improve our science. So let's go ahead and put that in there before we forget. And then for now, let's just go ahead and turn that off. Oop, no, sorry, I did not mean to turn off the dome. I meant to turn off the Hawking Institute. Whew.
Our colonists are suffocating.
Yeah, sure. That's not the case. My bad there. Yeah. Alright, well. Crisis averted, even if I made it. And, let's see. 13 concrete. Yes, that's right. We need to get some extra supplies over here for our...
research complete.
For our situation over here. So, let's go with our life support. Let's build up a large oxygen tank. We need... do we build it over here or up over here? I think this is going to be the area where we build this. So let's go with a large oxygen tank. Side by side with the dome seems fairly reasonable. Yep, I think that was what we needed. And then let's also go ahead and build a large water tank. Let's make sure that we get this right. There needs to be at least one space in between. Yeah, so that should be good for both of them. And then we also want a Moxie, which we will... hang on a second, we're going to have to tie this in somewhere. Hang on a second. We have some piping going down in this direction. Maybe we just run down through here. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do in a minute. Yeah, once these get built, this costs a little bit of concrete, but again, we should be fine. And that way we can start filling these up. We'll definitely add on a valve and an extra Moxie, just even though it's probably redundant given how much oxygen production we have. That is the one thing you really cannot live without for very long, so we're going to make sure that we get that sorted out very nicely. Alright, so that's their water, their oxygen. Water is coming along. We'll do the piping after that's finished being built. And we also finished some tech. So let's go ahead and add on another. Let's go with the... let's go with the laking. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and work on the lake. Yeah, as much as I do want the Martian-born strength, that we don't have to worry about that sanity damage. We've been doing really well with these last couple of things, and I don't think we're really penalized as far as our sanity is concerned. So, given their fantastic situation, I think we're going to go ahead and just leave it be. Although I did just see, yeah, someone's unemployed over here. What's going on? Unemployment. What's going on there? Who have we got who is unemployed? We have an engineer. Okay, well, you know what then? If that's the case, let's go ahead and open up the polymer factory. Another worker. Yeah, we'll open that up. That should give them the space that they need. They can go ahead and work over there. That should be fine. Let's see. Everything else. We still have scientists working over here. No, they're in the electronics factory. In fact, yeah, they could walk across and work there too. So you know what? You know what? It doesn't matter. Any job is a good job. I don't really care too much. Yeah, middle-aged engineer. Let's go ahead and... yeah, you can work over here whenever you're ready. We don't need to hand it to you directly. You should be able to figure that out. Alright, trade route is closed from India. 50 metals for 100 concrete. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe we could have gone ahead and done that, but again, at the same time too, we're not producing an absolute ton of materials right now. And although we probably could kick up our output, let's go ahead and amplify this metals extractor. I believe this resource depot, this resource node has a huge amount, so this is going to give us the most bang for buck. Let's go ahead and amplify. That's also our drone printing sorted, so let's go ahead and build one of those so we don't have to worry about drones in the future. Let's see, 15 metals and 8 electronics. That's nothing too serious. Let's go ahead and put this... where can we put this? Trying to avoid engineers going into this dome. We want this predominantly scientists, so either here or there are probably our two best spots. In fact, hang on a second, is there overlap right here? That does appear to be perfectly on the limit, so you know what? We'll drop you right there. That seems fun, and it's also right by a drone hub, so I guess that makes a little bit of sense. And it should already be tied in because it's stationed right next to a battery.
Scanned.
Yeah, excellent, excellent, excellent. Alright, so, yeah, let's move back to our piping. Make sure that everybody gets tied into the network. Let's go from here, and we will go down there. And then we will work our way through here. There we go. Huh. Okay, that's kind of annoying. I honestly would have thought that it wouldn't have done so many janky connections. But I guess it really, really wanted to do it that way. Alright, well either way. That will still start storing up our large water tanks and oxygen. Luckily, all of our excess will just be flowing into those, so that should be a non-issue. Do we want to build up a power accumulator as well? Actually, no, we don't need to even worry about that. We do have the unbreakable power cables, so that's, yeah, not really necessary. Although, theoretically, we only have 1 day's worth of power, so maybe we could do chuck one in just for redundancy's sake. Let's put this right by... where do we want to put this? Let's stop and think for a second. Power's probably going to keep on running out over here. Let's go... Actually, you know, let's just wait till daytime so I can see properly. Make sure that I'm making a good decision. And, oh, okay. Never mind. I guess it's going to be daytime now. Maybe we build it. Let's see. Where do we build this? We could build it right by the rest of these batteries, which I suppose is alright. Yeah, I suppose that should be fine. Let's rotate that around. Yeah, we'll pop that in there. Yeah, why not? That'll work. And let's just make sure that it's covered by triple electric scrubbers, not the sensor towers. Okay, it is just within, so that is fine by me. No needed maintenance on that either. Alright, excellent. So, let's see. Caravel is still almost 2 days away from sorting out extra science. That's fine. We've got plenty of money in the bank, which is excellent. It's an excess of power. In fact, That is such an excess of power. I think we go ahead and we amplify our fuel refinery. Yeah, there's really no point in not doing that. Spending extra power makes sense. And then... we're already amplified over there. Same with the electronics factory. You know what? We have enough power. We could probably go ahead and kick out a couple of engineers, I think, and send them to the electronics factory. I think that's probably going to be the right way to go about things. Oh, wait, no, we have a whole bunch of people working in the drone assembler. Well, okay then. That explains where everyone left to. Let's go ahead and turn off the night shift. I don't think that's really a job that's needed that much. And then, realistically, we're not going to be building that many drones, so let's just cut that down to, yeah, 2 people, 1 on either shift. Yeah, that'll be fine. And let's see, how much does it cost to construct a drone? 1 electronic. Okay, so that's not too bad. Let's go ahead and queue up maybe another, I don't know, 10 more drones? Yeah, and then we can scatter them out, you know, help reduce the workload, but make use of that new building. That'll send people back to the electronics factory rather happily. Yeah, I think we're doing all right. Let's see, how else are things going? We have the spacebar. That could probably go with a bit of an upgrade. I suppose we may as well. Let's see, the diner is up and running at all times of day. Same with the grocer. Okay, and apparently India's trading food for metals. But again, that's not exactly what we're after right now. So let's say goodbye to that. We have a very healthy supply of food. Yeah, at the moment, we are producing, yeah, almost 100 food per 5 days. So that's 20 a day, which is excellent. Our consumption is at 34. So between the 3 farms, which I'm assuming are fairly equal in production, we're going to be doing perfectly fine. Yeah. I think we're doing a-okay. In fact, I even reckon we can go ahead and kick up the overtime as well, just to be sure. Alright, so we do have the upgrade as well for our sanatorium, so that should be really good. Get us some extra perks. We've only got 1 person in here right now. I think... Oh, wait a second. Before we go ahead and do this, let's check in on the last war. But I think this is about to be the spot where we switch from going from coward, alcoholic, and lazy to start going for any of our floors and slowly cycling people through.
Our sponsor has informed us, and it's now playing a major role in peacekeeping efforts. They are also providing humanitarian aid to vast territories that are affected by the crisis.
Alright then. Millions have been displaced and food is of severe shortage. We have been given a heads up that resource supply from Earth will soon become unavailable for an unspecified amount of time. Now all eyes on Earth are on Brazil, and there are those who will benefit greatly by branding them hypocritical in their commitment and intentions, hampering all progress towards peace. The effect? Resupply with resources from Earth will be unavailable after 5 sols. Take care to order any needed resources soon. Okay, so that's unfortunate. But at least we should be able to bring in people if we need.
Scanned.
Our rocket's still out for another day, so that's going to have to be a thing for the future as well. Yeah, okay. Well, either way, let's see. Oh, lake crafting has been sorted, and so let's have a look at the hint for water. Water parameter represents the the quality and volume of water on the Martian surface. Large enough quantities of liquid water will form planetary seas and oceans that affect vegetation. Water is increased by evaporation from lakes and by completing special projects. Okay then, so now that we've got that sorted, let's go ahead and see. We go to terraforming. How big of a lake can we make? So this will cost us... oh wow. 50 concrete, 5 machine parts. Improves the local soil quality proportionally to its water level. Consumes water to fill up and requires constant refilling due to surface evaporation. doesn't increase soil quality, and it doesn't improve global water at low temperature. Okay, well, I guess the temperature's not high enough, so it'd probably be closer to frozen, which is fair enough. But how big is a large lake? That is a sizable lake. Okay, let's... Oop, wrong buttons. Let's switch this around for 2 seconds. We can fit that in relatively perfectly up the top here. Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and place that. Yeah, there we go. Our very first lake. Okay, so let's check out our tech. We do have the lake evaporators coming in next after the Mars Nouveau, so that should be easy. This will only take us, what, a fraction of a day to get our machine parts factory. Yeah, construction cost, and then the pumps. So what do we want to do to follow that up with? I think... let's see, is there anything we can do? Smart homes? Yeah, not too necessary. Vegetation, money, farming... You know what? We did see an issue about there being food shortages back on Earth, so maybe we may need some more food. We may be called upon to see if we can provide them with excess. So, you know, let's go ahead and add on the gene adaptation. Again, we're just trying to play with some of the clues given to us in this whole event that maybe this could be beneficial. So, with that in mind, let's... Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll put that up at second, because this will take us less than a day to get through both of these, and then we'll still move back to the others. And then we can also tie on... let's go with... comfort from our homes. That could be rather good. Let's go with... Yeah, let's go with the sanity damage, and then let's go for the home... Oh yeah, okay, so we'll add the home collective on after that. And I think that's going to put us into a fairly decent position to deal with disasters, make sure that no one gets earth sick, and whatever else. Because the last thing we need to deal with is trouble in that regard with all of the stuff going on at Earth. Alright, so with that in mind, I think what we're going to do is, yeah, we're going to also turn on that Hawking Institute. We'll start building this up, and we will see about our science output. Yeah, I think we're doing as best as we can, and I'm fairly happy with that, so let's call that there for today. So if you do want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning into the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.